Hey guys, Chris from Adapt Tuition here, and in this video, I'm going to show you the solution for question 6 from the May 2014 PoA P2. If you want to see the solutions for the other questions on this paper, I'm going to put a card up there and a link in the description below, so be sure to check those out as well. And with that said, let's get into the question. Okay, so it reads that the Young Achievers Credit Union Cooperative was formed on the 1st of January 2014. There were 12,000 student members who paid membership fees of $3 each. Each member also bought 5 shares costing $10 per share. What they want us to do is to prepare the journal entries, including narrations, to record the above transactions for 7 marks. Okay, so we have a couple of things to record here. So there were 12,000 student members who paid membership fees of $3 each. So 12,000 by 3 is 36,000. So we have money coming in. So that's going to require a debit to cash or bank, and it's coming from membership fees. So we're going to have to credit membership fees. So let's go across to our general journal. With the general journal, you enter debit entries first, and then you enter the credit entries second, and the credit entries must be indented relative to the debit entries. So we said that we have $36,000 coming in. That's going to be a debit to cash or bank. You can put cash/bank, you can put bank or cash book, and you're seeing 12,000 members by $3 per member, that's 36,000. And like I said, the credit goes to membership fees, right? So again, my little hack is credit where it's coming from, debit where it's going. Credit where what is coming from, the value, the money is coming from membership fees and it's going into cash. Now don't forget they said a suitable narration. What narration will we have here? It says to record the receipt of membership fees from 12,000 members, $3 each, totaling $36,000. Now, this is not the only way you could express that. You have different ways to do it. But whatever you do, however you express it, don't be too wordy, don't be too verbose. Capture the essence accurately and succinctly. Okay, what is the other thing we had to record here? Because that alone can't be 7 marks. Each member also bought 5 shares costing $10 per share. So we have more money coming in from the share capital. So each member bought 5 shares. So you have 12,000 members buying 5 shares each at $10 a share. That's a bit of money. So again, money is coming into cash. So we are going to debit cash again. And you're seeing 12,000 by 5 by 10. That's giving us $600,000. And that's coming from share capital. So again, the debit went to cash because cash is an asset and money is coming in. So the asset of cash is increasing. And to record an increase in your asset, you have to debit your assets account. It's coming from share capital. Share capital is a capital account and it is also increasing because the share capital is now being introduced. So to record an increase in a capital account, you have to credit the capital account. Or again, remember, money is coming from capital and going into cash. So you credit where it's coming from, you debit where it's going. And don't forget your narrations. So it says to record the issue and full subscription of 60,000 shares at $10 each, totaling $600,000. Now, of course, this is not the only way you could have articulated this particular narration. You could have said that there were 12,000 members who bought 5 shares each at a cost of $10 per share. You could have said that as well. Okay, again, there's no one right narration in any given case. There are different ways to say it. All right, let's take a look at the rest of the information in the question and see what they want us to do. All right, so in part B, it's telling us that Young Achievers Credit Union Cooperative presented the following receipts and payments account at the end of March 2014. Study the information carefully and answer the questions that follow. All right, so a receipts and payments account is basically a cash book, a 1-column cash book for non-profit organizations, or as you can see here, for a cooperative. Now, of course, you still have a debit side, which records receipts, money coming in. So we have an opening balance of $5,000. We also have ticket sales from a fundraising barbecue, interest earned on deposits, interest earned from loans to members. So all of these are receipts, inflows of cash. So that's why they're on the debit side of the receipts and payments account. On the credit side, what do we have? We have payments or outflows. Purchases for meat for barbecue, purchases of drinks for barbecue, advertising for barbecue, wages for barbecue, and then the money at the end carried forward and brought down here. There's also a note here that says there was an opening stock of drinks totaling $650 on the 1st of March. A fundraising barbecue activity was held in March. At the end of the barbecue, there was 1,170 worth of drinks still unsold. So we have an opening and closing stock of drinks. All right, let's see what they want us to do here. The first thing I'm seeing is they want us to calculate the cost of drinks sold for the barbecue fundraising activity. Okay, that's basically like calculating a cost of goods sold in an income statement. All right, so let's take a look and see how that looks. All right, so don't forget to head up whatever it is you're doing. Name of the entity, name of your statement. So again, we're doing a calculation of cost of drinks sold, which, like I said, is basically a calculation of cost of goods sold. So we need the opening stock, which is $650. We need the purchases of the drinks, which is $1,200. And we need the closing stock of drinks, which was $1,170. So we're going to plug those figures in here. So opening stock is $650. Purchases is $1,200, giving us a total of $1,850 for cost of drinks available for sale. And we're going to subtract the $1,170, which is going to leave us with $680, which is the cost of drinks sold. Again, it is basically a cost of goods sold calculation. Let's take a look at the next part of the question, shall we? So it says here, prepare the income statement for the barbecue fundraising activity to show the profit made from this event. 6 marks. All right, so again, you're not going to have like a full income statement with cost of goods sold and all that kind of stuff. That's kind of why we did the calculation above just now. But what we will need is we will need income and expenditure specifically for the barbecue. So what we're seeing here is we have one income item for the barbecue, ticket sales of $68.40. As a matter of fact, I feel I want to put that in one time. So let's go across here and we're going to put that in ticket sales, $68.40 less expenses. So let's go back to the receipts and payments account, and we're going to look on the credit side now and take a look at all the barbecue related expenses. So actually I'm seeing everything here is barbecue related, but one thing you have to remember, the purchase of drinks for the barbecue, right? So that is not the actual amount. Well, that's the amount spent, but it is not the expense incurred. That's why we did part one, the cost of the drinks sold. So let's just populate the expense section for this statement here. So purchase of meats for barbecue, $950. We'll use the cost of drinks sold in the previous part of $680. Then we have the advertising of $200. Wages for barbecue of $750, giving us total expenses related to barbecue of $25.80. And finally, a profit on the barbecue fundraiser of $4,260 because we had ticket sales of $68.40, total expenses of $25.80, and when you subtract $25.80 from $68.40, you get $42.60. Okay, I think there's one more part. Let's take a look quickly. Okay, so it's asking us to calculate the amount of income for the month of March 2014. Show working clearly. Okay, so if we go back up to the receipts and payments account, the credit side shows the inflows or receipts. So we have the ticket sales from barbecue. Now, this is not the net income from it. That's going to be the profit that we just calculated. But we have two more income items. One is the interest earned on the deposits, and one is interest earned from loans to members. So all we have to do is plug those items in. So please don't forget to head up your statement. And all we have to do is plug in those items. So we have the profit on the barbecue fundraiser, $42.60, which we did in the previous part of the question. Then we're going to take interest earned on deposits, $42.40, and interest earned from loans to members of $39.60. And that's going to give us total income earned for March of $12,460. And that's about it. Okay, guys, so there you have it. That's the solution for question 6 from the May 2014 POA Paper 2. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave them in the comment section below, and I'll get back to you when I have a chance. If you want to check out any more videos, I'm going to put some cards up here. Don't forget to subscribe and be sure to check out my website where you'll find some POA handouts that you might find useful. Again, thank you so much for watching. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you next time. Bye.